summoned in an instant. If you want to step
Here he is. Ran is coming. All right. We're finally getting this guy, Ice Thief, and he looks kind of insane. Okay, kind of insane. You know, he's one of those units. I mean, look at that artwork. I think that's like one of the coolest looking artworks they released in Epic 7 for a Husbando character, right? And you know, it's gonna be tough to not pull for him just because he looks so. He even plays a flute when he's just chilling. Okay, but enough of that. Let's get into the stats. So for the stats here, 129 base speed, 1.21 gigahertz, 129 base speed here, 5.3k health, 1100 attack. He has 23 crit, 150 crit damage, dual attack chance. Everything else, imprint concentration is attack percentage. He has F-res on the entire team, which is nowadays, I think, actually pretty decent, right? You want resistance on your units so that you don't get debuffed. But let's take a look at the skill 2, mental focus. This is on a 5-turn cooldown, which is kind of insane. You can get it down to 4 turns with the skill enhance. This grants immunity to all allies for 2 turns before giving himself an attack buff for 2 turns. And then he gets an extra turn. So he's almost self-sufficient, doesn't have lifesteal yet, but gives everybody immunity. And this is what I like about a unit. He's helping the entire team and then he's helping himself, right? So that is going to allow him to do like pretty decent damage, right? So here he is with the S2. Politis goes, and does she strip anything? She strips what? Nothing, because it's not a full strip, right? It's a reduce buff, right? It's a reduce buff by 1. I believe so. Skill number 3, instant blade attacks all enemies with a sword, dispelling 2 buffs before an 80% chance to inflict stigma for 2 turns. So it's an AoE. He strips 2 buffs, and then he has an 80% chance to inflict stigma. So right away, and that's just half of his skill kit. So the strip is 100%. When they don't say the percentage, then it's 100%, right? And then the only thing you have to rely on is 15%. 80% chance to inflict stigma. Stigma, I still, you know, I'm not quite sure how it works yet. I think the only other units that have stigma are 3-star units, right? But it says, and a 65% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. Grant skill nullifier once to the caster. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster and the target's speed. Okay, so this skill 3 is broken. Okay, this skill 3 is insane. I don't know about the stigma, but you're stripping immunity and barrier. You're going to land stigma, whatever that does. And then you're landing AoE defense break. It's a 65% chance, but I believe that goes up to what, 75, 65, 75, 85% chance to defense break. That's insane. And then he is fast already, and more than likely you're going to have to build him super fast, right? So he's going to deal insane amounts of damage for the follow-up, right? So he's providing a lot of utility for your team, which is insane. The Soul Burn ignores effect resistance. Okay, right away, you have to pull this unit. Anytime they have a Soul Burn that ignores effect resistance, that unit has always been, has always dominated the meta for a while. Look at Basar, right? Soul Burn ignore effect resistance. He had been insane for the longest time. And Stigma decreases the amount recovered and combat readiness increase by 50%. So I think this is, I think the way that Stigma works is it reduces how much you heal and how much CR push you get, right? So I'm thinking like a Politis, you know, pushing up, or any other CR pushes on the opposing team, right? This is on a 5-turn cooldown. You can get it down to 4, of course. And so this unit, he's going to be a plus 15 unit right away. So you're going to have to go pretty hard into his skill tree, skill enhance, to make sure that you do enough damage. So he's 11k here. That's kind of tanky for a thief, right? So let's see him go with the S3. He gets skill null, And then the faster he is, he deals damage, right? So if you take a look at that, we'll go back a little bit. 7.3k on a CC, right? On a fallen CC. Everyone else, he kind of did not so great damage, but you also have to remember all of these units are pretty tanky, right? Except for the Pavel. It's Pavel. What do we got here? Let's go back a little bit. He does the S3. Okay. There you go. So you got Politis, you got Ram, you got LQC, Forehead, you got Fire Charlotte there, and then you got CC. So tons of tank, tons of bulk here. You got the shield. It's a pretty thick shield. And then all of these units, I guarantee you, are built Omega tanky because it's arena defense, right? Unless you're going with like damage Politis. But you're pairing her with other tanky units, so you probably want her tanky as well. So she's good. But we got just protect the Ren and then follow up with the Pavel, right? So he goes first and then does big damage, strips, defense breaks, and then Pavel pretty much finishes up S2, S3, right? And then that's the clean. And then you got 2 attack buffs with the Maid Chloe and the G-Purge. His S3 skill is also pretty insane. Landed Stigma there, but you got skill null. You got skill null, and then you still had immunity, right? His S1 has a built-in penetration by 20%. So again, this is a unit I think that everyone will want to get just because he has Def Pen. He has his own, he gives skill nullifier to everyone, immunity to everyone. He gives himself attack buff. He does an AoE attack. He defense breaks AoE. And I mean, 6k, was that 6k on, yeah, 6.1k with attack buff, of course. But you have to remember, he also gets Death Pen. So building him fast, even building him slightly tankier, maybe not Omega fast, maybe like not like 350 speed, but like on the Sid, maybe not even on the A-Sid range. I would say kind of like a Kisei, right? Kiseis are usually built like 240, 250-ish. Of course, there are some that are like 270 above, but I'm thinking like mid-range around there. Maybe that speed will be pretty good for him. And it's 129 base speed, so it'll be a lot easier to get him there. And then the damage stats, he gives himself attack buff, so you could probably go a little bit less on attack. And then, you know, you can always just follow up. But I think he's going to be kind of insane. His artifact here, Sword of Winter Shadow, that's that artwork that looks kind of insane. When you max this out, increases attack by 15%. When using a non-attack skill, has a 100% chance to remove 15 souls from the enemy. So here we go. Bellion, you can't generate souls, and then Ran, he's removing souls on this artifact. So of course this is a 5-star artifact, so it's not going to be 100% chance to remove those souls, you know, unless you kind of wail out on this artifact. But hey, you might get lucky and never know. But Ran looks pretty cool. He's, you know, at first he didn't convince me, but his kit is kind of insane, and that's why we're gonna pull for him. But that's gonna be it for the first look, you know, previewing Ran. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. You know, are you going 121 for him? Are you gonna skip him? I highly recommend that you don't skip this unit. He does look kind of insane, especially the skill kit looks insane. But if you're on the fence, make sure that you check out all of the showcases. A lot of the Epic 7 content creators usually showcase the brand new units super fast. And we'll get ours out, you know, eventually. But I'm excited to summon some new unit and test him out and see how much damage he can deal. But that's going to be it for me. Like always, if you haven't enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.